Rushy is weird. It's a literally impossible piano song masquerading as a tutorial for beginners that probably made more than a few of them rethink their life choices. I mean, just look at this madness. Do you have any idea what's going on here? Because I know I have no clue. But where does this even come from in the first place? It can't just spawn out of nothingness, right? Well, it all started in the faraway land of 2018 YouTube as a part of Sheet Music Boss's Rush collection, which includes such hits as Rush B, Rush A, and Rush Area 51. One of these is not like the others. Can you guess which one? That's right, Rush B, because it all started with B. Just B. Naturally, when YouTube was made aware of this horrifyingly inappropriate content, it was struck off the face of the platform and turned B into a minor inside joke with the community, leading to this pivotal moment.
Now, can you make this Russian?
Probably. We can do a Russian B. Would we call it Rush B?
Oh, by the way, did you think that Rush meant rushing a note like this? Well, so did I. Apparently it means Russian. Anyhow, they actually made it. I mean, of course they did. You're watching a video about it. It would be kind of weird if they never did it. Anyway, it was impossible, but popular. Really popular. So they made a few versions like Rush B, but it's an Irish jig, Rush B, but it's happy, and eventually Rush A, Rush C, eventually working their way down the line to their magnum opus, Rush E. Side note, if you're wondering what in the world the thumbnail for this video is, it's a deep-fried image of the Lord Farquaad E meme where Markiplier's face was put onto Lord Farquaad's head on top of Mark Zuckerberg's body during the congressional hearings, deep-fried with an E in front of it, and no, I have no idea why this exists and I cannot explain it further. It's another mystery of the internet. So, Rush E. This entire thing was even more popular than Rush B, and people started trying it out and making really earnest attempts to play this impossible song. Eventually a whole honest-to-goodness storyline spawned out of this when the user ProLending posted their arrangement of Rush E, which was pretty good. However, in the ocean of praise in the comments, one viewer didn't agree. The future rival Fansion had revealed themselves. Mediocre, no offense. Those words would start the war, and when challenged to follow through with it, Fansion proved their skills. Look at this. This is impressive. Sorry, wrong part. A little bit further. Stop. There we go. This is meant to be an impossible song, but both ProLending and Fansion actually played it. For once, a random dissenting commenter wasn't merely a contrarian donkey, but an actual hidden talent. But this is not where the saga ends. In fact, there's even a happy ending. According to Fansion themselves, there are no bad feelings between them and ProLending. The plot has achieved good ending status, and he and the original commenter who challenged him are apparently married now. In fact, Fansion and ProLending teamed up with other challengers to take down Rush E, featuring the protagonist, @Liddening, the villain, @Fansion, and the villain's mentors, @the Meeks duo Piano Four Hands. These were the members of the intrepid group that put their differences aside and took on the true villain all along, Rush E. With a bit of fur-elise thrown in for flavor, you know. Gotta have a little spice. Honestly, it's actually incredible seeing real-life human hands play Rush E, and it's just an amazing story that organically popped up. They even have mediocre no offense merch now. It's like a Disney movie complete with a redemption arc and everyone's being buddy-buddy in the end. Wonderful story. Other than that, Rush E has had a pretty lively existence on the internet, with people playing it on seemingly random instruments, including a harp, a guitar, an accordion, whatever this is, and Mark Rober's robot piano. This is actually really cool. Caught on fire. But it's still cool. Recently, Rush E 2 was released, which is the answer to What If Rush E, but more, and on drugs, running from the police. Other than this, some other internet shenanigans occurred, but one of the more interesting things I found out about Rush E was the genre it's a part of. You see all these notes that make it literally unplayable and instantly iconic? Well, there's actually a lot of other songs like it, with the difference that they're not really meant for any human to ever attempt it at all. Here's what the music looks like. It's either some form of abstract art, part of the Voynich manuscript, or literal writing from hell. Your decision. Normally though, these songs are made in MIDI files where the MIDI programs look a little bit like this and are about as incomprehensible as you might expect. If you can play it, then something is deeply wrong with your body, but congratulations, you just summoned Cthulhu. In all seriousness, this is called Black MIDI music, where the creators are called Blackers. It's a really unique style of music with a design ethos of putting as many notes as possible into a MIDI file while still having it sound melodic and with rhythm. Sometimes the visuals that result from these notes are just as important as the actual audio and melodies that are being created, and end up with artistic expressions looking like this and psychedelic trips in the form of these piano notes. It's honestly really interesting, especially with the rare few files that end up reaching into the maximum number of notes allowed, literally up in the trillions. This is absurd, and for reference, the Earth only has 3.04 trillion trees on it, while the top 3 Black MIDI files have 93 trillion notes each, which is 31 times the number of trees on the planet. This is what they call overkill, and the songs are appropriately named Armageddon V3, Ashes, and The True End. It must be for meditation music. The names just give off the zen feeling, you know? Oftentimes, the notes in these songs are abnormally shortened and past the point where a human could ever hope to play it, with 30-second notes being slow in this genre. In the end, you get this really unique sound, psychedelic visuals, and an entire genre of music. Go figure. Where in the world did this come from, you might ask? Well, of course Japan, because why would it come from anywhere else in the world? It all started with a remix of the UN Owen Was Her song from the Toho Project 6 games on Nico Nico Doga, and this gained enough traction to start a whole movement in Japan that eventually leaked its way onto English YouTube. This is where the majority of the community is today, while the Japanese side has supposedly faded into obscurity. Also, there may or may not be a deeper origin relating to a communist from Arkansas in the 60s who had a robot piano and made songs with the canon and a ratio of E to pi. So, you know, that's a little bit weird there, and honestly the entire story here is too vast to just mention it offhandedly here, so I'll probably have to make a whole video about it sometime in the future. Foreshadowing. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Rush-E, right. Funnily enough, Rush-E is still pretty unique even within the confines of Black MIDI songs, especially seeing how it was presented as a tutorial for an actual person to learn how to play, even though they will never be able to do it, and not just, you know, a tech demo. Also, it's rather restrained compared to its peers if you put it in this category, and it's kind of a middle ground between meme songs and Black MIDI music as a whole. It certainly has earned its popularity and is a remnant of internet history with a little storyline for anyone who wants to seek it out. Best wishes to anyone attempting to play it in real life, and all the Osu players who inevitably developed carpal tunnel as they played the maps of it. Anyway, if you've made it this far in the video, perhaps you'd like to click the like button or even subscribe, or not. I guess that's an option too. Oh, also, I just want to give a big thank you to everyone who has suddenly subscribed recently. There's over 200 of you at time of recording, and that is absurd to me. Like, thank you, I never expected this to get this far. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you continue watching and enjoying whatever things I end up making on this channel. Till next time, have a wonderful day.